everyone, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the editorial session. Time for you to let me know if I'm properly audible or not. Audible, visible. Okay, I'm assuming things are fine. So, those watching me for the first time, I'm Niharika John Mehra, your Faculty of English here, and this is your editorial session. Now, classes यहाँ daily होती हैं. First of all, we have practice classes Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So, tomorrow we will practice some vocabulary based questions on, and we have Monday to Saturday, 8 p.m. sessions, which are editorial sessions going on. Okay, so that's how it is. Now, ये जो sessions हैं, these are again absolutely free for you. You know that. So जल्दी से like और share कर दो, subscribe, and make sure to join our Telegram group because there you will get free PDFs of the sessions जो कि यहाँ पर होते हैं. We are going to start with skimming. So हम 4 चीज़ें करते हैं. We start with skimming. We go to vocabulary part. We cover grammar part by spotting and understanding how some words are used in a sentence, and then some practice questions. So it covers like most of the verticals and the things that you require for overall English improvement. Skimming से शुरुआत करेंगे. I'll give you 2.5 minutes. You need to start reading. Skip and read. Jump and read. Don't read each and every single word with full concentration जैसे कि याद करना हो या फिर जैसे translate करना हो. It's not a speech. Just like an advertisement or the news जो कि foot पर होती है, footer पर होती है, scroll होती है. How quickly you have to read it. वैसे ही इसको treat करो. 2.5 minutes में रीड करना है. वंस यू कीप प्रैक्टिसिंग स्किमिंग दिस वे, एग्जाम में आपको बहुत टाइम बचता है. प्लीज स्टार्ट डूइंग इट नाउ. I'll explain you, and then you can let me know in a statement in one line from what you have understood कि इसका central idea main message है. So the cause and effect, self-explanatory words on human rights, citizenship cases. Citizenship को लेकर क्या चीजें हैं? Governments must uphold human rights in citizenship cases. Human rights को connect कर रहा है citizenship से. Concerns surrounding citizenship faced by sections of society in India's border states. Border states पे जो है have come to the fore again. Come to the fore means now we can get to see them again, with courts stepping in to provide temporary relief to harassed individuals, where court has to intervene and provide some solution. The issues arising from these cases are far from settled. Now author says it's not that easily settled. On June 24, 25, the Supreme Court of India stayed the deportation of Jainab Bibi, who was labelled a foreigner. तो इनका जो deportation है उसको रोका गया. First by Foreigners Tribunal in Assam, first by them, then by Guwahati High Court. Despite hailing from a family, now here is the contrast, that the person comes from a family whose members have lived in Assam for generations, and furnishing all documents means presenting all documents. She has had to run from pillar to post, means everywhere, to prove that she is an Indian citizen. So she has to run and reach out to every person who can help her just to prove that she is an Indian. A bench of justices K.V. Vishwanathan and N. Singh ordered the union government not to take any coercive step. Okay, now coercive is not any strict step against Miss Bibi till the next hearing in August. Okay, so यहाँ पे there is not judgment but an order that we get to see. तो उसके लिए बात हो रही है not to use any force, not to use threats, that kind of steps अभी नहीं लेने हैं. In case of Rakshanda Rashid, the High Court of Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh ordered Union Secretary, Home Secretary, to repatriate the 63-year-old housewife to India. Now this is another case, so उसमें भी author हमें बता रहा है that repatriate means sending back the person to his or her own country. तो वो वापस हाउसवाइफ जो है इनको इंडिया भेजा गया. शी वॉज डिपोर्टेड टू पाकिस्तान फॉलोइंग द क्रैकडाउन अगेंस्ट पाकिस्तानी नेशनल्स. उनको डिपोर्ट करा गया था बिकॉज ऑफ दिस आफ्टर द पहलगाम टेरर अटैक. Miss Rashid, a Pakistani national, had been staying in Jammu for the past 38 years. So Pakistani national, she has been staying there, her husband and 2 children, and had a long-term visa. Her application of citizenship in 96 is yet to be processed. 96 का भी तो process नहीं हुआ. Now these are the cases going on. 2 cases तो बता रही है. In his order, High Court Judge Rahul said human rights are most sacrosanct component of a human life. Human rights are the holy, secret, जिसको मानना ही चाहिए, वैसे वाले component है human life के. And that there are times when a court has to respond SOS like. SOS का मतलब होता है something given or done when it is needed, not like a regime. Without emergency में जो दिया जाता है, without going into merits and demerits of a case, which can be decided on in a due course of time. So उनको उस समय के लिए तो SOS basis पर, urgency के basis पर कुछ निर्णय लेना पड़ता है, but the whole case full-fledgedly can go on along with the time. The lawyers of Ms. Bibi referred to Muhammad Rahim Ali at Abdul Rahim and versus State of Assam. ये जो court case का नाम है वो है, in which the Supreme Court touched on the manner in which people in Assam were being randomly suspected as foreigners. तो यहाँ पे Supreme Court ने एक बात को point out करा था that people जो Assam के हैं, many of them are randomly suspected as foreigners without any cogent evidence, without any solid proof. Okay, so cogent means logical proof, solid proof. It is well settled that suspicion, however high may be, can under no circumstances be held to be a substitute for legal evidence. So legal evidence को replace नहीं कर सकता ये. That's what it is. Okay. Laying down the due process to be followed when an individual is declared a foreigner. So कोई individual को foreigner माना जा रहा है. So there is a due process that should be followed. Not just कि लोग जो बोल रहे हैं या फिर baseless evidence है उसको follow करा जा सकता है. Okay. Now, the Citizenship Amendment Act of 2019 by offering citizenship to 6 non-Muslim communities in Afghanistan. This act that offered citizenship to 6 non-Muslim communities in Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh adopted a narrow and arbitrary view of religious persecution. So persecution is to oppress. Arbitrary means without any reason. So this Citizenship Amendment Act of 19, by offering citizenship to these people, by this it adopted a view which was unreasonable view of religious persecution. Religion के नाम पे किसी को परेशान करना. The innate violence, the violence that is embedded in the rhetoric of senior Bharatiya Janata Party CMs, such as Yogi Adityanath and the other one, Vishwa Sharma, against minorities has heightened the anxiety. Now, अभी एक violence है जो कि पूरे scenario में, पूरी story में we always get to see, and it has heightened anxiety felt by the marginalized. People who are marginalized, poor, undocumented communities and all, they feel threatened, they feel anxious about such people. Governments must uphold human rights and dignity of individual. इंसान को देखो, as provided for under the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So the rights provided under this, the rights need to be respected and not have to be nudged by courts. And इसमें courts को बोलने की भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ना चाहिए. It's not that courts should remind you, but this should be like a basic thing that should be followed. Okay. So some words and then we will go to the grammar part. Ostensibly is apparently, lagta hai, something which looks something like this. We have already done this word in one of the earlier classes. Harassed is to trouble someone. Harass is to trouble someone, persecute someone. Repatriate is to deport, return to the or send back the person to the country जहाँ पर वो belong करता है. स्वदेश लौटाना. Sacrosanct is sacred, inviolable. Itna pavitra, maybe not literally pavitra, but it is equivalent to the most holy thing. Cogent is logical. Okay, something which is persuasive. Arbitrary is opposite, manmana. Man kiya kara, koi reason nahi hai, being capricious. Persecution is oppression and victimization. Undocumented, of course, unverified, जिनके proof नहीं है documents के form में. Deportation is expulsion and repatriation. Deportation को भी समझा दिया गया है, निकाला जाना. Rhetoric is discourse और बयानबाजी of some, जैसे बड़े बड़े शब्द use हो रहे. Oratory, it's like this, we will do that, this is how. So unnecessarily use of this big words to express what you want to do or what your idea is. Nudge is to prompt. Nudge करना है ना, हम किसी को कभी हम किसी को जगाते हैं या we want attention of the person. Sometimes we do like this, nudging. Similarly, through words, through anything you can do nudging. Heist is theft and robbery. So the tone here is constitutional. Of course, it relates to the human rights, hence constitutional and critical. Subject verb agreement of this sentence, the first sentence. concerns is the subject, no doubt. Okay, and concerns around what, about what, have come. So that's the subject verb agreement. Part of speech. So the issues arising from wherever. When I say this, I'm explaining the word issues, that's your noun. So it is acting as adjective. Verb ing form present participle as adjective. See, you also learn the use of like the way we use a word somewhere, na? Because when you do that, आप अपने descriptive writing में इसको copy कर सकते हो, follow कर सकते हो. Tell me the voice and tense used here. Voice and tense used in the sentence I have highlighted. She was deported, was and verb third form, done by someone else on this person. This is passive voice, simple past tense. Nobody's gonna ask you this thing in exam, of course, but you should know the structure. अगर structure नहीं पता तो आप खुद कैसे sentence बनाओगे उस structure में? ठीक है. Moving on to the next one. Subject verb agreement of this statement. The innate violence, innate is adjective, doesn't matter, violence is my main subject. Violence in where, such as what all, the violence has heightened. That's my subject verb agreement part. Summary is like this. So the editorial focuses on two recent legal cases that highlight the disturbing human rights violations linked to citizenship and deportation. Two cases related to what? The case of Bibi in Assam, despite her generational roots and documentation, reveals the alarming ease with which individuals are labeled foreigners by the Foreigners Tribunal. So किसी को भी label कर देते हैं despite having all the documents in place. because she had to run from here to there na, just to prove she already had documents. Similarly, the other person, that is a 63-year-old woman deported to Pakistan despite living in India for 38 years. This reflects the bureaucratic negligence because the visa was still in process since 96 and insensitivity to humanitarian concerns. For humanitarian basis पर इतने साल के बाद में you are doing this, so this again is a questionable thing. Okay. The editorial criticizes the random arbitrary application of laws. कभी होता है कभी नहीं होता है, particularly CAA of 2019 for its discriminatory religious exclusion and fueling marginalization of minorities. तो जो CAA का mention किया था, the piece stresses the importance of upholding constitutional values and human rights. उनके ऊपर जोर देने को बोला है. And expresses concerns over governments requiring judicial nudges to honor the dignity of citizens. इसमें judicial push की उनको prompt करने की भी जरूरत क्यों पड़ रही है if the person is Indian or the long term resident of India. So this is what author says. Whenever you get Prezi writing question, you will either get how many words to write in the question, or you will get the total number of the passage word. So whenever you have the total number of the words of passage, you just divide by 3. Prezi is 1/3 of the total written material. Okay, the content ka 1/3. This is summary. This is not Prezi precisely, but yes, 1/3 is what you do. Chalo, questions. No, there is no fixed number 150 or anything. It depends on what is asked, or you have to do little bit of math and 1/3 करोगे उसका, 3 से divide करोगे. Never go for a fixed number like that. Answer to this one is why you people are taking so much. B. What legal principle did the Supreme Court reinforce in 2024 this case? That suspicion just for the sake of naming cannot substitute legal evidence. आपके बोलने से कुछ नहीं होगा, suspect करने से नहीं होगा. ये तो easy है. Yeah, D is the answer. Deportation without due process. What does the editorial say about CAA 29? It adopts a discriminatory narrow view of persecution, जो कि 6 लोगों के बारे में जो बताया भी गया है. For the third one, answer is B. Answer is the constitutional responsibility. Very easy. B. Human rights and dignity की बात है. Answer is C. How did the court in Jammu Kashmir describe the urgency of acting? It was SOS like intervention. This was the very term mentioned, so I hope आपको मैंने SOS समझाया भी था, आपको याद है. Next one. Very easy. A is your answer. Despite doesn't take off. Despite the complex legal framework, the tribunal has failed to protect innocent civilians. C. The case was dismissed not because of something but because of parallelism. Maintain करेंगे because of आएगा. C is your answer. Okay, so the answer to 8th one is C again. The lawyer advised that the petitioners should submit, okay, should will always, any modal verb will always take verb in its first form. Ninth has no error. Error for the ninth one. The judgment was pronounced on the assumption that the accused had intent to mislead. Was pronounced, everything is of past, so present perfect का use नहीं होगा. D is your answer. Vocabulary. We have done this question earlier. It's just a recap for you people. 11th one. So the CEO's decision was seen as a dash move to regain the confidence. Since we want to regain, it is a strategic move, not spontaneous, not taken on the spot. The decision is deliberate. Deliberate decision तो decision होता है. Peripheral is outer वाला. So answer is B. Tell me this one. His argument, though emotionally charged. Now, though के साथ में emotional related anything is gone. So that red dash support, मतलब बटोरा. So his argument read what kind of support apart from emotional charging up, apart from this, because apart from आ गया है, answer is going to be A. Factual support. See, moral support के साथ moral word looks very good, okay, not a problem. But emotionally charged के अलावा, though emotionally charged, his argument lagged some kind of, not lagged, sorry, lag था, वो सर्कल की वजह से मुझे दिखा नहीं. So the argument lagged factual support. Emotion था पर facts नहीं थे. Anything which is anecdotal is कहाँ सुना in Hindi? Hearsay in English. Emotion wise, good, but no base, no fact. That's why we are using though over here. Making some sense now? Let me know if you want me to explain 12th one again. The committee was quick to dash the claim due to insufficient data. What would a committee do? Dismiss. Why? To endorse, support, validate. Now, prolong claim को prolong नहीं करा जाएगा. So, dismiss is the only word that makes sense here. The journalist's report was so well researched that it became dash account of the incident. So well researched. So it is going to be definitive, a solid one. Dismissive is easily उसको cancel कर सकते. Compelling भी थोड़ा close था. Archaic means that relates to the past, but अभी इसका कोई लेना देना नहीं है. Now why not compelling? Because compelling is something that will like to convince me, but it was well researched, so it was a solid proof kind of the account. So B is a clear cut answer for this. Next. She was praised for her conduct. Erratic, कभी भी कुछ भी बोल दिया जाके. Indifferent, passive, no emotion, exemplary, perfect, perfect example type of conduct. तो ये आपके answers थे. Okay. So here we are done. Now when I meet you tomorrow, both the sessions are on this channel. And once again, all you have to do is join our Telegram in case you're wondering where to find PDF. And PDFs are always handy and they are provided free of cost. So why not to take advantage, right? Okay. Take care.